See, I've been rolling.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see Toronto against Seattle. Checking out Seattle. This is their first time facing off this.
Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you. Ready, gentlemen? Ready? And so off the tip, it's Toronto. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Seattle. Gordon out there with Gortat. Then it's Matthews. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Porter in at small forward.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
Gordon a screen. And Gortat kicks to Porter. Holiday against Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Seattle needs to get off a shot. And Gortat with the stuff.
Well, the Polish hammer pulverizing the rim.
Holiday dishes to Anthony. Back to Holiday. Morris a screen. And Holiday kicks to Morris. Now the pass to Carmelo. Over Gordon. And the shot is long. Seattle with the ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And Embiid the screen. Anthony, the pass to Morris. Embiid with a screen on Matthews. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Bogdanovic has got his first bucket in this one. And a refined offensive skill set for the Croatian Bogdanovic.
Well, Bojan, his three-point shot, obviously a big part of his game. He can really heat it up from the perimeter. On any given night, this guy can go for 40.
To the left side wing. Porter with the steal. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to... Oh!
You know, this guy can thrive in transition. Otto Porter with good burst and a live body.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Anthony's shot is off.
I think the defense took that possession off. I'm pretty sure he won't miss next time.
Lillard from outside. The shot misses. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Gordon with a screen on Morris. Three-pointer, Lillard. Good on the triple. Lillard's got 6.
Yeah, Lillard always looking to shoot from the outside. The D cannot give him daylight.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Embiid. Nice D from Porter.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Outside Matthews. 24 seconds left in the first. Connects from three-point range.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Pass to Morris. Anthony against Gordon. To halt the run, and Anthony lays it up and in. Anthony's got his second basket of the night.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
And so it's Seattle heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Back right after this. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly break down the game. Seattle leading by 7. Anthony out there with Morris. Then there's Embiid. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic. And it's Holiday in at the 1. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. And it's Seattle with the ball. Lillard with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against Chicago. Doris, you went from the basketball court right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, what might you go back and tell Doris, the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team, to never, even if I were struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group, and then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally, too, I think you've got to prepare and focus like you would as a player when you are broadcasting.
No question about it.
They get it back.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Anthony down low, defended by Gordon. Anthony can't hit. Goes up from the top of the key. Porter can't get that one to fall. Toronto trails by 7. It's Bogdanovic on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. Holiday left side. Embiid sets the pick for Holiday. 5 to shoot. Pulls up from the corner. Yep, that one goes in there. Holiday's got the first basket of the second quarter for Toronto.
I'll tell you, good or not, that isn't a shot they'll want him to take again.
There's a screen by Gortat. Three-pointer, Lillard buries it from three-point range.
I'll tell you, when Gortat sets a screen, you're going to know it. This guy big, he's powerful, he'll rattle your teeth every now and again.
Morris a screen, and Holiday kicks to Anthony. Inside, Embiid. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr. And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. You know, he came to the game late, but fell for it hard. And this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
No problems knocking that one down. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for Seattle.
He's starting to heat up now. He's been much more efficient with the shot in this quarter than in the first.
And Holiday kicks to Anthony. 1:14 left to play in the first half. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
Gordon a screen. And Gortat kicks to Porter. The feed to Lillard. Takes the 3. Buries it from three-point range. Lillard's got 15 points.
Well, the basketball IQ on display for Otto Porter makes the right read there.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. This game against Seattle is the first time they've met this year.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. 2 teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
And the fact that they split their 2 meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up?
Embiid with a screen on Matthews. Here's Bogdanovic. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. And it's Gordon missing. Toronto trails by 8. Matthews with the steal. They get it back. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Bangs home the trifecta. Gordon's got himself on the board with 3 there. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
Lillard doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's Damian Lillard.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
Hey
Show.
again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and 1 assist. He's been in the midst of some incredible games lately, and tonight he's got it going again. Shaq, let's get your insight on and that will wrap.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was dynamite from beyond.
That
Seattle leading by 11. And on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Damian Lillard out there with Matthews. Then it's Otto Porter Jr. Then it's Gortat. And it's Gordon in at the power forward.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Lillard against Holiday. Here's Morris. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Gordon outside. Toronto grabs the miss.
as long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Holiday dishes to Morris. Embiid the screen. Morris passes to Anthony. You could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
Of course, you've talked a bit about leadership, both on and off the floor. What are some of the traits, in your opinion, that make someone a person who would want to follow and the characteristics of a leader?
You know, I'd say someone who prioritizes winning, even at the expense of their own success. That would be the first thing. And then someone who's ultra competitive, somebody who's available on a night-by-night basis, somebody who doesn't let a little nick or a bruise impact their availability on a particular night. So unselfishness, competitiveness, and availability are three attributes that I love.
And leaders can be followers from time to time, too, don't you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. You have to be willing to be a part of a group, and sometimes that means ceding your leadership position.
Seattle leading by 8. Outside Matthews. Gortat with the screen for Porter. Kicks to Matthews. Outside Gordon. Fires the three. Good on the three-point shot. Gordon's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Seattle. So it's Toronto now. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Embiid kicks to Anthony. And it's in there. Anthony's got 10 points.
Amazing individual performance, but you'd like to see more guys start to get involved. I don't know if he can do it alone.
Matthews dishes to Lillard. Gordon a screen. Gortat with a screen on Morris. Outside Gordon. 6 to shoot. Again, the miss by Gordon. Toronto trails by 9. Morris outside over Porter. Not enough on that one as it misses. For Seattle, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Lillard. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now tonight. 1:14 left in the third quarter. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. He dishes it to Embiid. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bucket is good.
And it's great to see Bogdanovich spreading the ball out. I mean, possesses good size, which allows him to see over defenders.
There's a screen by Gortat. Over in the corner, Lillard hits the three-point bomb. He's got 18.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Holiday, the pass to Anthony. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Seattle leading by 10. To the middle. Kicks it out to Gordon. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Outside Holiday. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Bogdanovich kicks to Anthony. Near the three-point line, it's Morris, and he gets the jumper to drop. Morris has got his second bucket of the night.
And the confidence of Morris, even with the hand in his face, he knows he can deliver.
And so it's Seattle in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. And we'll be right back after this. Quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Embiid is out there with Anthony. Then it's Holiday. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 2. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Embiid the screen. Bogdanovich dishes to Embiid. A stupendous finish in traffic. Embiid's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Toronto. Now Matthews. Lillard outside. Gordon with the screen for Lillard. Over Anthony. Lillard again missing. Toronto trails by 6. Bogdanovich passes to Carmelo. And Holiday kicks to Anthony. Embiid with a screen on Gordon. Back to Holiday. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range. A rebound by Gortat. Seattle leading by 6. Lillard attacking. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Porter with it. Now Anthony defending. 11 feet away. Porter, no luck.
Well, he hasn't been a big contributor tonight for sure, but it hasn't prevented them from being in a position to grab the win.
Morris kicks to Holiday. That's tipped out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Well, just loses his head for a moment. That's not overthinking. That's just not thinking.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. And Lillard kicks to Porter. There's a screen by Gortat. Free throw line jump shot. Second chance shot. Good D by Embiid. Toronto trails by 6. To the paint. Bogdanovich dishes to Morris. He kicks to Holiday. Porter against Morris. Anthony down low. Gordon with the defensive effort.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Right side, Porter. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter of this one, and it's Lillard missing. Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Holiday against Lillard. Holiday, the pass to Morris. The dish to Carmelo. 9 feet out. Anthony missing again.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Here's Lillard. Shot to end this cold run. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Oh, very confident inside. I'll tell you, Gortat's mentality, if you don't foul me, I'm scoring it every single time.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
And definitely playing the opponent, but also they're playing against the clock.
No, you're absolutely right. It's not impossible to catch up, but it is a tall order right now.
Connects! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
You could see that Melo knew how important it was to get the score there, and he just imposed his will on everyone else.
And Lillard gets double teamed. In the corner, it's Gordon. A three-pointer is right on target. And Seattle leads by 8.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Well, there's no doubt. They're really clicking. What an amazing all-around effort to take a huge lead like this late in the game.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Damian Lillard.
And he lit a fire for them with his three-point shooting tonight. He's drained 6 bombs, and that's a huge component of their offense. And he hasn't just been chucking them up either. His shot selection has been terrific.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Holiday gets the bucket.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
You simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And I think Wes Matthews, you've got a guy who's a true leader, someone who's not afraid to speak his mind and let his teammates know what's up.
Toronto calls timeout. They're behind by 8. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And obviously, look, they want to finish the game strong, but right now, look at the frustration on their faces.
It's very evident, Greg. You can tell they're upset. They've got to calm down and simply play this one possession at a time.
And again, no good by Toronto. Here's Payne. And so it's Seattle winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's
Like a don't dance, but he make moves.